I'm curious. If you have one of these, any brand, hold it up. Look around. Thank you. Now think about it. How many times during the day do we see someone's face like this? While working, while driving, while eating. How often during the day is your face like this? Don't get me wrong, I love this device. This is how I connect to the world. But I've noticed something. This is not how we connect to people. In fact, studies now show that technology and social media actually cause loneliness. And loneliness is now a leading cause of death worldwide. It's on par with obesity and substance abuse. You know, in my generation, for many of you, our generation, we didn't have technology growing up. In fact, in my hometown in Indiana, we didn't have much of anything. I grew up surrounded by the smell of cow manure and miles of flat farmland. And just like the landscape, life was flat and monotonous. I never really felt connected to anything. All I ever dreamed about was moving away. I wanted to see new places and meet new people, learn new things. After college, I fulfilled that dream. And I enrolled in a graduate school in a beautiful, far-off place called New Jersey. What? I love New Jersey. People always have this image that it's dirty and smelly. I did too, but it is surprisingly beautiful. It is the Garden State. And unlike my Midwest hometown, New Jersey was teeming with diversity. Different people, different cultures, different lives. I found a Greek husband in New Jersey. I had both of my children in New Jersey. I lived in New Jersey for 15 years. But then tragedy happened, 9/11. And everything changed. I had the sense of loss there was palpable. And I had this overwhelming need to be with family and to connect my kids to their grandparents and cousins and aunts and uncles that they had never really met. So I scooped up my family and we returned home, for better or worse, to Indiana. On my very first day back in Indiana, I went downtown to open a bank account. And when I was returning to my car, I saw this older, scraggly-looking woman with red, frizzy hair making these strange jerky movements right behind my car. I got close to her, and I realized that she was trying desperately to step off the curb, but kept getting yanked back by the cord attached to her oxygen tank up on the sidewalk. I quickly assessed she needed some help, so I get close to her and I say, "Can I help you?" And she says, "Yeah, give me a ride home." Not exactly what I meant, but I say, "Where do you live?" And she says, "Schuyler Avenue." I know where that is, so I say, "Okay," and I help her into my car with her oxygen tank. As we start our jaunt across town, I can hear the woman's labored breathing through her oxygen mask. She doesn't say a word. And I figure it's hard enough to breathe, much less make small talk. So I don't say anything either, I just drive. There's no silence between us though, because her heavy breathing persists. Suddenly I hear, she stopped breathing. Crap. I panic. I look over and I see her head slumped over. I think, okay, calm down. She just dozed off. So I poke her in the arm and tap her. Nothing. I poke her a little bit harder. Nothing. She's dead. My first day back in Indiana and this old lady dies in my car. I don't even know her name. Then without thinking, I just grab her shoulder and I start shaking and I hear, "She lives!" I look around and I gratefully see that we're close to Schuyler Avenue. I said, "Okay, here we are, Schuyler Avenue. What's your house number?" And she says ominously, "Go in that alley." Now clearly this woman is no one to be afraid of, but what is she leading me into? Is her scary grown son just waiting to pounce? I shake off these thoughts and I proceed into the alley. I say, okay, which one is it? She says, that one, stop here. I stop the car. I get out and I go around and help lift her out. Not an easy task. I get her to the back door. I open the door for her, set her heavy oxygen tank inside, and discreetly give her a boost to help her step in, and boom, she shuts the door. She doesn't say thanks, kiss my bum, or nothing. I stand there for half a second stunned, and I think, oh well, at least I helped her out. And then I walk back to my car, shut the passenger door that we left open in our silly dance to get her out. And I look down at the seat and I see this big, round, wet stain. She peed in the seat. And I think, welcome back to Indiana. And this is where I used to end my story when I told it to my friends. My early version of this story helped me to poke fun at Indiana like I did when I was younger. But Indiana is my home. And Indiana offered me connection at a time when I needed it most. You know, in today's world, we can help someone simply by clicking a button. We can send $20 by PayPal, right, to your favorite charity, or send a happy emoji to your friend having a bad day. But when I think about this woman that I helped, I realized that clicking a button would have done nothing to help her get home. This woman needed human connection. Someone to assess her need and actually help. Technology may connect us to the world, but there are people on the street, or people at work, people under our own roofs, or people sitting right next to us who need a real human connection. Sometimes connecting to others takes time. Sometimes you won't hear any thanks. And sometimes you'll even get peed on. But if you really want to connect to someone, or better yet, if you want to feel connected yourself, then let's all make a choice, at least once a day, to stop reaching for our cell phones and to start reaching out.